wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, Prawina. I want to introduce myself and my team pro. First, Aura Martalana. Second, it's Virus Camila. Third, it's Rachel.
So I'm RC from opposition team. As gonna be the first speaker, and Salisa gonna be the second speaker, and Restu gonna be the third speaker.
Yeah. Today we are debating the motion. This house believes that school should have the authority to suspend or expel students for organizing brawls on social media, even if the fight occurs of school. As the first speaker of the government side, I will define the motion, explain or team line and split, present one argument, and give a brief summary. Definition: Its school main education institution responsibility for student academic and moral growth. Alternative to suspend or expel mean the right to discipline student through temporary or permanent removal. Organizing brawl on social media mean using platform like Instagram, TikTok, or WhatsApp to plan or promote specially fight. Even if the fight occurs off school, mean the event happened outside school grounds, but still enable students and affect school life. So simply, this motion says school should be allowed to punish students who use social media to organize fight, even if those fights happen outside school. 2. It's team line and split. Your team line is school have a moral and legal duty to protect student safety and reputation both inside and outside school. When the action affect the learning environment or them has the three speaker. I am the first speaker. I wanna explain why school must assure a safe learning environment. The second speaker will show how a school action impacts school life. The third speaker will report a portion, point, and research or stage. 3. Arguments. School must maintain a self-learning environment. If students plan fight online, fair, and station easily enter the school, friend tak safe. Bullying occurs and learning is disrupted. Should the school stay silent? Of course it's not. School are not only for academic but also for safety and discipline. When online behavior among students cause harm to peers, it's become the school responsibility to act. For example, if two group plans a fight through Instagram, the next day the affirmative at school is violated with fear and anger. This clearly affects the learning environment and damage to school reputation. The fourth, school must have an authority to suspend, expel, those responsibility not to abuse power but to protect peace and prevent future violence. Summer, it's 4. To conclude, I definitely the motion, shared or team line, explain your split, and give one main argument that school have the duty to maintain safety even beyond their walls. Ladies and gentlemen, when violence begin online, its consequence always return to the school. That is why we from the government side firmly believe school should have the authority to discipline students who organize brawls and social media. Thank you.
Good afternoon, honorable judge, ladies and gentlemen, and the government team. Today, as the first speaker of opposition side, I strongly oppose the motion. This house believes that school should have the authority to suspend or expel students for organizing brawls on social media, even if the fight occurs off campus. In my speech, I will respond to the definition, rebut the government main argument, outline our team case, and present one argument before giving a short summarize. First, respond to the definition. We accept most of the government definition, but we want to clarify. Organizing browse on social media refers to the activities done outside of school time and property using personal accounts. Therefore, these actions are beyond school authority. Schools are not police or law enforcement. Their job is to educate, not to control student private life outside of school. To rebuttal to the government argument, the government says school must ensure safety because online fight affect the school environment. We agree safety is important, but punishing of campus behavior is not the right way. First, is an overreach power. Schools should not act like police. If something happen outside school, it's the job of parent or law enforcement, not teacher. Second, it can lead to unfair punishment. If student only likes or comment on a fake post, can they also be punished? This creates a confusion and inconsistency, hurting the student rights. Third is build fear and mistrust between student and teacher. Student may feel constantly monitored, which is harms to school atmosphere instead of improving it. Timeline and speed. Our timeline is school authority should stop at the school gate. Off-campus behavior is the responsibility of families and legal authorities, not school. As the first speaker, I will explain why this policy invades privacy and exceeds school authority. The second speaker will show how it mental harms and student trust. The third speaker will rebut the government case and show that cooperation with parent and law enforcement is better than school punishment. Fourth, argument and an invasion of privacy and authority overreach. Students are not school property. They have rights and personal life. If school can punish them for what they do online, what's next? Punishment for opinions, memes, or personal posts? This policy sets a dangerous precedent where control school students beyond their boundaries. Online behavior can also be misunderstood. A joke or venting can be taken seriously and ruin student future unfairly. Schools should guide, not punish. They should teach digital ethics and responsibility, not expel students for private actions done outside their walls. Summary. To summarize, I clarify the definition, rebutted the government overreach argument, presented our timeline and split, and gave one key argument, that this motion violates privacy and extends school authority too far. Ladies and gentlemen, education should empower, not control. Discipline should teach, not punish unfairly. That's why we, the opposition team, strongly reject this motion. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Judge, fellow debaters, and everyone here. As the second speaker of the government team, my role today is to rebut the opposition argument, restate our case, present two supporting arguments, and then summarize our stance. First, rebuttal to the opposition argument. The opposition claimed that giving school this authority and is an overreach of power and invasion of privacy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's completely misleading. First, schools are not invading privacy. They are protecting their community. When students use social media to plan a fight, it spreads fear, tension, and bullying among classmates. That's no longer private, it's public harm with real consequence inside school. Second, the opposition side, law enforcement and parents shall handle it. But police only deal with crimes, not school safety or emotional well-being. Schools are responsible for maintaining order and a safe learning environment. something that parents and police cannot ensure inside classroom. Third, they worried about unfair punishment. Both schools already follow fair procedure such as investigation, hearing, and counseling before making any decision. So this concern is exaggerate and thus just in instant. Stating the government case. Our principle is clear. School must have the authority to act with students. Only behavior harms the school community. Online organic violence directly affects safety, focus, and trust with schools. And that is why school authority must extend to off-campus online behavior. 3. Government arguments. Argument 1. Online action outside school have real impacts inside school in today's digital era. The line between online and offline life no longer exists when students organize fights on social media. The effect return to school the next day. Gossip, division, and fear. Teacher lost control, students feel unsafe, and learning is discouraged. For example, when two groups from the school post about a planned fight on TikTok, that post becomes viral and suddenly students take sides and cause strife. Therefore, school must step in not to control personal lives, but to protect peace and order in their learning environment. Arguments 2. This police build accountability and character. The purpose of this motion is not just to punish but to educate. When students face fair consequence for harmful action, they learn that online behavior has real-world effects. This teach responsibility, respect, and digital ethics, essential values for today's generation. Ignoring such behavior only teach students that action have no consequence. Our model combines discipline with counseling, so students not only face punishment but also understand their mistake and grow from them. That's how true character education happens. Thank you.
Good afternoon, honorable judges, fellow debaters, and everyone here. As the second speaker of the opposition team, my role is to rebut the government's main points, to state our team's stance, present our arguments, and finally summarize our case. The government claims that schools need the authority to suspend or expel students for organizing fights online because it affects school safety. At first, that sounds reasonable, but in reality, it's unrealistic and unfair. First, they assume that everything students do on social media becomes the school's responsibility. That's wrong. Social media is a personal space, and schools shouldn't control what students do in their private time. If schools start doing that, they stop being educators and start being surveillance institutions. Second, punishment doesn't solve the problem. Suspending or expelling students doesn't teach them peace, empathy, or responsibility. It only hides the issue. A truly safe school is built through education and guidance, not fear. Third, government says online fights affect school life. But if we follow that logic, schools would also have to punish students for every emotional issue that happens outside, like family problems or social media drama. Just because it affects their mood at school, that's overreaching and simply not practical. Our timeline is clear. School authority should start at the school gate. Off-campus behavior is the responsibility of parents and legal authorities, not the school. We believe that schools should guide, not control. Punishing students for action outside the school violates their privacy and autonomy. Our first speaker already explained how this policy leads to unfair punishment and damages trust between students and teachers. We agree that online violence is serious, but the solution is not expulsion. The right solution is education and cooperation between schools and families. This policy harms mental health and destroys trust. If students fear being punished for every post or comment, they will stop trusting teachers and counselors. They will hide their problems instead of asking for help, turning schools into a place of fear, not safety. Also, suspension or expulsion for online mistakes damages mental health. Teenagers act emotionally and make errors. If every mistake leads to punishment, they will feel shame, guilt, and lose motivation to learn. Worse, blame parents for not controlling their kids. Education should build cooperation, not separation. Argument 2. This policy creates inequality and misuse of power. In reality, not all schools apply rules fairly. Some students with influence or connections may be treated more lightly, while others face harsh punishment. This opens the door for discrimination and bias. Moreover, when schools are given power without clear limits, some may overuse it, punishing students for things that are not serious or even misunderstood online. That's why giving this kind of authority is dangerous. It makes turning schools judge instead of education. To summarize, I have read our government claims that this motion is exclude and happiness. I have said that school authority must stop at the school gate. True, the education is not about control. That's why we, from the opposition side, firmly reject this motion. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Judge, fellow debaters, and everyone here. As the third speaker of the government team, my duty today is to rebut the opposition main points, rebut our team's case, and summarize this debate. As the road side, I will not bring new arguments, only strengthen what we have agreed with. Rebuttal to the opposition arguments. The opposition case mainly rests on three issues. 1. Schools operate their authority. Schools invade privacy. Punishment harms student mental health and trust. Let's respond one by one. First, on average of authority. They said schools should not act like the police. But when students organize fight on social media, the consequence don't stay outside. They come back to school the next day. Consequence don't stay outside. The tension, fear, and conflict happen inside classroom. So, this is not a friend. It's responsibility. Schools act not to control private life, but to protect the learning environment. Second, on privacy. We are not talking about schools spying on private sites. Once a fake is when publicity involving school student or the school name, it becomes a public issue that affects school safety. So, this motion does violate privacy. It addresses public behavior with public consequence. Third, on mental health and trust. The opposition worries punishment cause stress. But what about the fear and trauma of victims? If schools ignore online violence, students will feel unsafe and unprotected. Firm action actually builds trust, showing that schools care about fairness and safety. Regarding the government case, our team has been consistent from the start. The first speaker explained that schools have both a moral and legal duty to maintain a safe environment. The second speaker proved that online and campus action directly affect their environment. Together, we have shown that that when students use social media to organize violence, it becomes a school issue or motion that gives schools unlimited power. It gives the authority to act responsibility through first investigation and counseling before punishment. Of the debate. There are the main issues. The scope of authority. Education does stop at the school gate. Online life is part of student life, and when it causes harm inside school, schools must have a say. Privacy. We are not controlling private life. We are addressing public online action that damage the school community. Student well-being. Doing nothing harms everyone more than from discussion does. Well protection something require strong action. Conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, this motion is not about power. It's about protection. The government ran for a safe and responsible school environment, where online violence has consequences and where safety has boundaries. That's why the government strongly affirms that schools have the authority to suspend or expel students who organize brawl on social media. Thank you.
Good afternoon, honorable judges, the government team, and fellow debaters. I'm the third speaker of the opposition. My role today is to rebut the government argument, rebut our case, and summarize the key issues of this debate without adding new argument. First, rebuting the government main argument. The government talk about safety and responsibility, but their proposal is unrealistic, unfair, and dangerous for students, right? First, they say school have a moral duty to protect students. We agree, but that duty doesn't include controlling private life. When school punish students for online behavior outside school, they go beyond education and turn into surveillance institution. True protection comes from guidance, not expulsion. If school cross that line, they lose student trust completely. Second, they claim online fight affects school life, but by that logic, every online rumor or personal drama could become a school issue. Where does it stop? This motion creates confusion with different principles applying different punishment. That's not protection, that injustice and inconsistency. Third, they say punishment builds safety and trust, but trust can grow from fear. If students fear being expelled for mistake outside school, they hide their problem instead of seeking help. This doesn't solve violence, it buries it. So the government solution creates silence, fear, and mistrust, not safety. Second, rebuild the opposition case. Our team line is simple. School authority must stop at the school gate. Off campus, behavior is the responsibility of parents and law enforcement, not school. Our first speaker showed that this motion invades privacy and overextends power. Our second speaker proved it harms students, mental health, and destroys trust. Together we shown that this motion will turn school from safe space into authoritarian institution. Together instead of teaching responsibility, they punish and label students. Our approach is constructive and balanced. School educate, parent guide, and law enforcement handle violence. That's how trust, privacy, and fairness stay protected. Summary of debate: the role of the school. The government believe schools should punish even beyond campus. We believe schools should educate, not police. Second issue, privacy and power. The government say there is no invasion of privacy, but to act, school must monitor or receive report about private online activity. Destroy student freedom and independence. The last issue, impact on student. The government think punishment builds safety. We prove it builds fear, not safety. Guidance and counseling are the real solution. The conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, this debate is not about ignoring violence, it's about how we handle it. The government answer is control and punishment. Our education is trust and fairness. Schools should shape character, not destroy opportunity. When they punish off-campus behavior, they cross the line of education itself. That's why, as the third speaker of the opposition, I firmly reject this motion. Education must build understanding, not fear. Thank you.
Government reply speaker. Good morning, Honorable Judge, member of the opposition and fellow debaters. As the reply speaker of the government, my task today is to summarize this debate intensity, the main issue, and explain why the government's case stands stronger. New arguments only clarity and comparison. First, it's overview of the debate. This motion states this House believes that schools should have the authority to suspend or expel students for organizing brawls on social media even if they fight a course of school. The government believes schools must act when online behavior causes harm because its impact always returns to the school environment. The opposition agree this is outrage and invades privacy, but through this debate, it's clear that only the government side provide a realistic, preventive, and responsible solution to address violation linked to student social media use. To its key issue, the role and responsibility of school. The opposition said school power and at the gate. We agreed that in the digital era, harm has no boundaries. If online act create real conflict among students, schools have the duty to respond. Responsibility follow the impact, not the location. Protect via privacy. The opposition fair invention of privacy, but your team made it clear this motion is not about spying, it's about accountability for public harmful action. We protect safety, not control life. 3. Its education impact. Opposition say punishment creates fear. We say fair, discipline teach accountability, ignoring wrongdoing teach impunity. Our model combines justice with counseling premium education. Why the government wins? Our case is stronger because it is presented. Schools have a duty to maintain moral and physical safety. Critical action is limited to serious and proven cases. Preventive if stop harm before it spreads. The opposition approach sound kind but leaves school powerless to act when violence grows. We bring balance, protect with fairness, freedom with responsibility. Conclusion is this debate is not about punishing students, it's about protect the school community. The government model is truth that only action with real harm are met with the real accountability. Because in education, safety and responsibility must go hand in hand. For this reason, the government clearly wins this debate. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Judge, members of the government team, and fellow debaters. As the retail speaker of the opposition, I want to summarize this debate, highlight the key issues, and explain why our side provides the fairer and more educational approach without bringing any new arguments. The motion is his House believes that schools should have the authority to suspend or expel students for organizing rows on social media. If the five of rules of campus, the government agree that schools must control and prevent violence for safety. The opposition argue that such authority is an overreach. Schools are educators, not law enforcement. This debate is not about whether violence is wrong, but about who should deal with it. And we, the opposition, prove that it should not be the school's role. Issue 1. School authority boundaries. Government wants to extend school power beyond campus, but we show this cross the line. Schools exist to teach, not to control students' private lives. Giving schools this power is abuse and destroys the trust between students and teachers. Second issue. Protection or overreach. Government says that this protects safety, but we prove it's actually overreach. Punishing students daily solves the cause of violence. It only hides it. Our side believes in restorative solutions, guidance, counseling, and family involvement, not expulsion. The third issue. Impact on students' rights. Government claims students will feel safe. We argue they feel watched and afraid, worrying their private life online could cost them their education. That fear breaks trust and turns schools into a place of control, not learning. Why opposition wins? Our case is stronger because it's principle. It protects the clean merits of school authority. Second, educational. It focuses on learning and rehabilitation, not punishment. Third, practical. It prevents abuse of power and keeps students in education. The government's plan sounds strict but fails to teach real accountability or growth. Our approach blends safety and fairness, discipline and empathy, the transparent of education. For the conclusion, this debate is about handling violence the right way. The opposition model protects justice, right, and genuine education. That's why, for the less fairness and true learning, the opposition clearly wins this debate. Thank you.
I have a question. Isn't it unfair to punish students for something that happens outside of school hours and on school grounds?
I wanna answer the opposition team question. The impact still goes back to school. If online action causes fear of conflict between students, school must act because the school job is to protect the self-learning environment.
Thank you.